Baseball has a long tradition of developing players in the minor leagues. The Yankees have produced some greats in the past, but are still producing talent to this day. One of those young prospects is Anthony Volpe. And to discuss Anthony and all things Bombers is the host of Pinstripe Perspective, Sweeny Murti. Now, Sweeny, you got a chance to talk to the young star. What's your biggest takeaways from your conversations with Anthony Volpe?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things, Brandon, is that we talked to him at a time, at a point in the season when he's kind of been struggling. He's been off to a tough start at Double-A. And Connor Foley and I talked to him a few days ago, and we both kind of remarked how the biggest thing that we found was that how unfazed he was, how his confidence was still high. When a player struggles for the first time, really, in the minor leagues, it can be a little bit of a hit to his confidence, and didn't seem to be that. That's one of the reasons that people are so high on Anthony Volpe as a prospect. When they talk about makeup and character and quality, that's what they're talking about. And he's starting to dig himself out of it a little bit. Still a lot of talent there, and he's showing all the people his tools that have made him one of the top prospects in baseball. You
mentioned character, quality, confidence. Do you see him getting a call from Boone this season?
Well, it's a little bit that's a little bit advanced on the timeline. Right now, he's getting his first taste of Double-A, and the Yankees obviously have they have Isaiah Kiner-Falefa at shortstop in the major leagues. They have Oswald Peraza at Triple-A. So there are a few other rungs for him to climb on the ladder. He had a phenomenal season last year, moving across a few levels. And I think really this year is about continuing that development and moving up the ladder. He's really only had his first taste of Double-A. So at some point this year, I think the Yankees will look to hopefully move him up to Triple-A and see how that goes. He still just turned 21. And that's still a pretty young player. Now, some other players that he came up along the chain with have moved up in other organizations, but those teams are in different places. You know, the Kansas City Royals moved Bobby Witt Jr. up, and he's had a few struggles too, but the Royals are at a different place in the chain than the Yankees are right now. The Yankees are a contending team, and so that'll really help determine too how quickly they move players up. But if Volpe continues to play well, or he'll move up the chain as his progression moves.
He'll move up that chain. So what's the current state of the Yankees farm system?
They've got a lot of good prospects in this system. The Yankees are ranked pretty highly. They've got a few players who, when trade talks come up, they consistently have a lot of names that people are being asked about. And Jason Dominguez is one, Anthony Volpe is one, Oswald Peraza is another. They have some pitchers that are starting to move the needle a little bit too. You know, they have a lot of guys who are putting up some quality numbers, big strikeout numbers, and getting the attention of scouts around the league. So, listen, last year the Yankees made a couple of moves at the deadline and had to give up some prospects to do it with getting Anthony Rizzo and Joey Gallo at the deadline. They had to move some prospects. So they're still pretty deep as far as the farm system goes. And, there are two ways to use that farm system: is to improve your own team by promoting those guys, or by trading them for players that can make an immediate impact. And the Yankees are trying to do both right now.
Sweeny, my mother says you learn something new every day. I just learned all about the Yankees farm system thanks to you. And thank you for joining us. And please check out Pinstripe Perspective on SNY.TV.